More than that, with turning the you might not always need it. I got everything turned on. Perfect. Thank you.
Let it help.
Good. You have a free night, huh?
What's that?
Well, you didn't have any, you're not managing anything.
I'll just tap away.
I just want to be sure everyone's signed in. There's a regular pad if you're not here for a specific case. If you're here for a specific case, there is a sign-in sheet for that case. And we get to finally do the minutes of November 17th.
Oh my gosh, it's me.
I know, right?
Do you have to amend them?
I mean, that was a lifetime ago.
Cheryl.
Cheryl.
I'm sorry.
Hold on.
Tomorrow.
I just don't have it right now.
Me, you,
Okay.
you, John, and Diane.
Oh.
Yeah, we haven't been able to do it because we haven't had Diane.
Okay.
And then we have March 2nd. Thank God Green still has pens.
This lady.
I load up every time I stop to get syrup.
I'm sure he loves that. It's like that Cheryl lady. Cleans me out. He sees you coming and he puts the basket away.
Right? Thank you all for coming to our wonderful Development Review Board meeting, and we appreciate you being here. I am going to open the meeting. Are there any, is everybody here for a certain case, or is there anyone here for a different reason? Well, he's here just to keep you company, isn't he? Oh, he's your ride. Okay. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Do you have a comment? Sure. You got 5 minutes.
Jason Dubeck, Searsburg, Vermont. So there's a Jeep outside, CXY 890, black, dark silver, I believe it's yours. It's legally parked. You're not in a parking spot, front or back.
I'm not
This has
sure
happened
that
on
has
multiple
anything to
occasions.
do with the Development Review Board hearing.
Well, you're a town official.
I
And
am.
you're parked in front of the town hall, and it's obviously a Mini Cooper wouldn't fit in that
Excuse me.
sliver.
I'm sorry. It has nothing to do with the Development Review Board.
It does, because that's where you park every time you come here and you're illegally parking. What that does is it sets a precedent against Are you staying within the rules yourself, or are you above the rules? Because you won't get a parking ticket because you employ the police department, which is okay, but at the same time, how can these people judge their businesses on the fact that you can't even park between the lines?
Thank
And
you
I have
so
multiple
much.
occasions.
I appreciate your coming and thank you. We appreciate it.
And you defamed me in the past. I have my lease again if you would like to see it, but you defamed me on record under oath multiple times.
Thank you for coming.
You should go move your car so you don't
I
get a
do
ticket.
have an addition to the agenda. Under the information on application 2026-012, the Petty Memorial Library. I apologize, but I did not put in our agent, Carolyn Palmer. So our agent for that application is Carolyn Palmer. So we will add that to the agenda. Thank you. And other than that, I have no additions. Does anyone else?
Nope.
Diane, John? Okay, thank you very much. I am excited to ask for approval of the minutes from November 17th because Diane is with us. We need Diane, what did I say? November 17, me, Crystal, John, and Diane. So would someone make a motion, please?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, Cheryl, aye.
Crystal, aye.
Diane, I. John, I.
Thank you. I'd also like a motion to approve the minutes of March 2nd. And that's everybody except Diane. So is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve the minutes from March 2nd.
Thank you, Charlie. Is there a second?
I second.
Thank you, Crystal. All in favor? Cheryl, aye.
Charlie, I.
Crystal, aye.
John, I.
Thank you. And now we will open the hearing for the Stewart Shops Corporation. Are you representing? Would you like to come up at the table? Thank you. And this is application 2026-006. The property address is 87 East Main Street. The proposal is the applicant is requesting a waiver from the provision of the Wilmington zoning ordinance, which prohibits internally illuminated signs in the commercial residential district. The applicable code sections are Article 2, Section 221, 222, 223, 224, 226, 227, 229, 233, 234, 271, 272. Article 4, Section 440, 450E. Article 8, Section 833A, 842, 850, 870K, and 873C. Are there any conflicts of interest or ex parte discussions on the board?
No.
Thank you so much.
I'm Molly Russell here.
Oh, wait a minute. So sorry. No. Is there anyone else here who's in a butter on Stewart's or would like to speak to that? All right. So would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear the testimony you provide is the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you so much. So the way we work, and thank you, we'll get all of that in a minute. We ask one of our board members to sort of case manage.
Okay.
And Diane Abate is going to be your case manager. So she'll be pretty much asking you all the questions.
Awesome.
And please introduce yourself.
I'm Molly Russell. I'm here on behalf of Stewart's. So at the end of 2024, we purchased the Jolly convenience store. And we are now looking to swap over our signs. So we're proposing swapping the currently illuminated freestanding sign that says Jolly and Deli to be just say Stewart's and Shops, which is the name of our convenience store. And then as well as a building sign. This one will be, it's currently proposed on the side of the building. However, we are proposing a 14 square foot internally illuminated sign to the right of the front entrance. The current one is existing that is 18 square feet. And it basically, we're changing nothing on the freestanding sign other than inserting a new Lexan face. And if we were to put non-externally illuminated, it would actually cause more site work for us to bring electricity for our underground externally illuminated lights to the proposed site.
So Diane, you want to go?
Yeah, sure.
Thank
Sure. I think we heard the whole presentation, which is great. I do want to just go over the application and some of the formalities of making sure we have all of your documentation. I'm going to go through the list of exhibits that you just discussed, but I want to just make sure they get entered into record. So we've got here for 87 East Main Street, the Stewart Shop. I have, as part of your exhibits, or the cover sheet, Exhibit 2, the zoning summary and findings of fact, your application, and the photos of your signs that you showing existing and proposed. I've got 2 pages of that, a site map that lays out the location of the freestanding signs relative to the property, a notice of hearing, and the abutter list. Also, as part of this administrative procedures under Section 2, just want to make sure you are aware and familiar or aware of some of those administrative procedures in terms of why you're in front of the DRB, and that this is part of a process where the DRB reviews signage and any plan changes of signs that have been approved. See, any questions on that? That's pretty.
Nope.
No. All right. And that you're in a commercial residential district. Not too much to say about that. And again, I'm going to just pull up your exhibits so I can actually refer to them. Oops. This is what happens when you're mixing work and DRB stuff. You get too many open windows. So just bear with me. There we go. All right. So if you can, again, just so the Jolly sign, which is currently on the side of the building you were mentioning, and you're moving it to the front.
Correct, yeah. So the building sign, the Jolly one that's existing, is 18 square feet that sits on the side entrance. And we're proposing to bring that to the front entrance, to the right of the front door.
Okay, and that
14 square feet, so it'd be decreasing in size.
All right, but it's illuminated from, it has a.
We are proposing an internally illuminated sign so you can see it better from the street. It's just a typical, what we do on most of our, actually all of our shops. It doesn't have much of a glare to it. It just, you can see it better from the public standpoint.
Any questions from anybody on the board regarding that switch?
So can you flip that one back over again?
The freestanding one?
Yep. So the mobile staying.
Mobile staying, the internally lit pricing stays. Deli would change to Stewart's and Jolly would change to Shops.
Okay, is Deli currently illuminated? Are either of the current ones illuminated?
Jolly is currently internally illuminated. I don't think
Deli is.
I don't know if Deli is, but the Jolly definitely is. as well as the pricing.
Yeah, that was kind of where my next question was going to on the freestanding signs. So you're asking for a waiver to do illuminated for stewards and shops.
The steward shops are also
Steward shops.
larger than the deli and the Jolly.
But they
So it's the same.
It's the same
They fit in that same
size, yeah,
yes.
but there's just
size, but it's, yeah.
more,
The
steward
words-
shops is more.
The words are larger. Yes.
Mobile illuminated?
Mobile is illuminated as well. Yes.
All right. I mean, as far as its location, we know it's grandfathered, and even though it's, it doesn't quite meet, it's an pre-existing condition, so that's, I don't have any questions about that. Anyone else?
I have no question.
I think your application is clear in terms of what you're asking for. I don't have any other questions for.
So what are you going to do? You're just going to remove the Jolly sign over the side entrance? You're not
yes.
going to have anything in that place?
No, we would repaint it just to be the
And
ground.
the proposed sign that you would like on the front is not over an entrance?
It is not over an entrance, correct?
Our signage requirements are over entrances.
Okay.
So that would also be, that is not over an entrance, the one on the front.
If I remember correctly, something in the language of it being just labeled like a different type of sign, having to be smaller. But
Sorry, that is correct. So it will be classified as a sign on the side of a building, not associated with the building entrance. So that has its own category and size limits.
Okay, thank you, Alex. Any other questions? Diane, you all set?
That's it.
Okay, any questions? Thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate all your information, and your hearing is now closed. We will get our decision, and Alex will be getting it from us, and then you'll get it from Alex.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we're going to open the hearing on application 2026-012. The property address is 16 South Main Street. Carolyn and any abutters, would you like to come up to the front row, please, and we'll get you some speakers so that.
Karen, grab this.
Yeah, you've got to have that because we have to record everything. So Carolyn, you can sit over here in the cushy chairs, and we'll have all the abutters over there. And the reason Crystal has moved is because she is recusing. Thank you.
Shoot, we thought we had a vote on it.
No, sorry, Carolyn. She's over there. So the property owner is the town of Wilmington. It's Petty Memorial Library. And the proposal is to construct a storage shed in the Village Zoning District and the Historic Design Review overlay. And the applicable code sections are I bring these, I should use them. Article 2, Section 221, 222, 223, 224, 226, 227, 271, and 272. Section 420, 440, 450B of Article 4. Article 5, Section 520, 521, 522, 530, and 540. And Article 7, Section 710, 720, 721, 722, 723, 730, A, B, C, and D. So we know that there is a conflict of interest, which is why Crystal is sitting over there. Are there any other conflicts of interest or ex parte?
No.
Thank you so much. So would anyone who is going to give testimony, please raise your right hand? Thank you. Do you swear the testimony you provide is the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you so much. So as you just heard, the way we do this is we take one of our members and ask them to be our case manager, and John Gannon will be the case manager for this application.
All right. Thanks, Cheryl. Hi, Carolyn. How are you?
Doing well, thanks.
All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is just quickly read through the exhibits. If there's any exhibit missing, please let me know. Exhibit 1 is the Town of Wilmington cover sheet. Exhibit 2 is the Town of Wilmington zoning permit staff report. Exhibit 3 is the application for change of use, which is 3 pages. Exhibit 4 is the site plan of Petty Memorial Library property with the proposed storage shed. Exhibit 5 is 2 photos of the proposed location of the storage shed. Exhibit 6 is the Town of Wilmington warning for DRB hearing on today, and Exhibit 7 is the service list. Am I missing anything?
No, I don't think so. I just want to point out that we do have a butters. John, unfortunately, you can't see them because they're on the opposite side. But Adam Grenold is here. He is in a butter.
Okay.
And Taryn Lawrence and Beaker are here, and they are a butters. And
Okay.
they've all been sworn in.
Okay,
It's on
thank
top
you,
of
Cheryl.
TV.
I'm sorry?
The camera's on top of the TV.
And the camera's-
I'm very helpful.
We all started being in front of the laptop.
They're all waving at the laptop. Right, yeah.
So, Carolyn, before we begin going through the articles and reviewing it per our zoning ordinances, do you want to give a brief description of the proposed project? And I'll have to say that the application was a bit vague about the storage shed, so the more detail you can provide in your brief discussion of the proposal, the more helpful that would be.
Okay, this has taken had several iterations. The library needs storage, so we want to put in a storage shed. I will tell you, if you've ever seen the shed on Boyd Hill, it looks like a little barn. That was my dream, but that wouldn't work in the historic district. But I had gone to the then zoning administrator and asked her if the library would need a permit. And she said, if it's less than 150 feet, you can go right up to your borderlines. What do I want to call it? Property line, except if you face the road, then you have to be 15 feet in. So we looked at possible places we could put the 10 by 14 shed. And about the only place we could fit the whole shed with what we thought then were our property lines was 3 feet out from La Casita, almost under their hood, over to their, that's an air conditioner. And we started no, we didn't start the foundation until later. I met with Adam because ideally we would have gone into his lilac bush, but we would have blocked a La Casita window. And he said he would be willing to talk to the folks at La Casita. And he did, and he came back and he said, let's not do the easement onto our property. Put it in front of the window of La Casita. They don't like it, but it's okay. Then, so we started on our, when we measured it up again, we decided 10 by 11 would probably be better, get away from the vent. And we started the foundation, but Alex came by and said, stop, you need a permit. So he had also heard that La Casita was upset with it because it was going to interfere with their electrical. Is that what you said? And was too close to their building. Well, actually, we own up to 6 inches of the building, but we were planning on 3 feet out from the building wall. But I went to see La Casita, and she said, we don't care about the electrical, not crazy about the window blockage, but we have to clean that fan twice a year, and we have to have access to the fan. Well, it turns out if we went the 10 by 11, we didn't actually get in front of the fan, but we looked at it and said, well, we can move it a little bit further away, 10 by 11, and started to put the foundation in. Found out we needed to do this. So when I knew the fan was an issue, I went to the town clerk and got the plot plan for the area. There are issues with this plot plan because our house is bigger than the 40 by 50, but we used this plot plan to figure out exactly where our line was. And it was closer to, it was too close to Gnold. It was actually a little bit over his property. We looked again at how we could build this shed, not interfere with the fan, not interfere with the air conditioner, and still get a 10 by 11 shed out of it. So you'll see it, it sits right on the Gnold's line, 3 feet out from the La Casita building, won't interfere with anything there. And we turned it 90 degrees. So was the only place we could fit it and not interfere with anything else. If we had to move from this location, other than building on the sides, we wanted to hide the shed. We didn't want to make it obvious. Because we wanted to hide it, we said, look, we'll paint it the same colors as La Casita. It will look from Beaver Street like part of La Casita. And a good portion of it will be hidden basically by a walkway that's going in and some gardens we have there on the South Main Street side. But if we can't do this, the only other place we can do it is out from, we did this wrong. We should have put a storage shed in first. We have heat pumps on this side of the building. We can't go on the 86 side that you're looking at because that's on Adam's property. And there's just no other place to put it. We could put it several feet out from our building toward La Casita, but we'd have to change our story walk and everything there. So this is the one location we'd like to put it. It is wood-sided. It will have a sort of gambrel roof, which we haven't discussed, but I'm assuming it'll be the same as La Casita. I need tile, I need shingle, yeah. Shingle and wooden walls painted white, yellow with white trim.
So I saw Adam, did you want to speak to the question about on your property, or it's not on your property? Okay.
Not yet, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm a little unclear. I'm looking at all the facts on here.
Mm-hmm.
Do we actually know where the footprint is for the library and where La Casita's land is?
Yes. That is the footprint for the library. Did not realize it was so close to Gnold's before. But we did measure out using these dimensions to find the line. So it's actually Probably a little bit further because these are unique. The church is bigger than that.
So I just wanted to ask the owners of La Casita, Taryn and Beaker, if you would like to reply to that at all.
There are property
You gotta
boundaries.
speak into that.
There are property boundaries. They're marked on I believe the 1916 plans. There's metal pipes.
1958.
1958, but the plans we have, there's pipes that are actually in the ground that are property markers. I'm assuming they're in the ground. They're marked on. Yeah.
Do you have something that you would like to put in as an exhibit?
So we do have the same visual that you have, but I think that we're both unclear on where the actual boundaries of the property for the library and La Casita are, because La Casita is not in the historic district. And what I'm seeing on our visual, which I do have a picture of, that we run flush with the church in front of us. And there's another 3.5 feet jet out for Casita property from our building wall. So there's about 3.5 feet of our property extending towards the library. So what I'm seeing is where your shed is built is actually, from what I'm seeing, built on La Casita property by 1/2 foot. Does that make sense? And I can show a visual of where we're running flush with the church in front of us, which is a boundary marker on our deed.
Do you have a copy of that in the
I do,
paper?
yeah.
Can we get?
Yeah,
copies of that?
we'll
Yep.
enter that, John. We'll enter that and we'll ask Alex to get it to you.
Okay. So can I ask, I don't know who this goes to, Carolyn or Taryn, has either of you gone out and looked at the boundary markers?
We couldn't find boundary markers, so we used the plot plan. And we're measuring out from that.
The boundary markers are represented on the old plan, like I said, in their show. We had a friend of ours say that they're pipes. And we can't see the pipes. Maybe they're buried in the ground at this stage of the game after X amount of years. So the next step would be to go find the pipes, and then you'd be able to find the property markers. What I was able to find is that the church building itself, well, the church plot is 40 feet. And the church building marker itself, the church itself is 40 feet. So the church takes up the entire plot.
And it's more than 50 feet along this way.
Along the back wall, it's 40 feet, 1.5 inches.
But this way, it's more than 50.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm talking about the only way I can see where my property is. It's 40 foot, 1.5 inches from the corner of Ponchos, the corner resting towards Ponchos, extending to Beaver Street to the library property. And the plot shows 40 feet for the church. So with that, I was able to figure that we own another 3.5 feet from the corner of the church, at least, out past our building.
Our concern is that there is no one knows exactly where the boundaries of our properties are. So I would like to be clear exactly where those markers are, and that's challenging to do right now because of the weather. I'd like to take a metal detector and find exactly where those markers are for our properties. But what it's showing right now is that we own 3.5 feet off of our building into the library. And I don't know the rules because we're not historic, how many feet off of that boundary the library would have to build.
So the library is historic.
Correct.
You are in the village design.
Mm-hmm.
So, and John probably has more, so their building, I didn't put that in here, but I guess I should have, but our this abutter is actually in the village design review, but not historic, because it does not front on South Main Street.
As it stands, where they're building, from what I'm seeing on our property lines, is the library's shed would be a half a foot into our property.
So let me ask a follow-up question. Has anybody had their property surveyed recently?
Not since 1958.
Okay. Carolyn, library?
No,
Adam, your property?
Not since 2004, and before that, I don't know.
Okay. All right.
So you did have a survey in 2004?
No, I just know.
Oh,
I've been at it.
right.
So as of right now, we don't know where the boundary markers are. There's no survey of any of these three properties. So it's very unclear where the property line is between La Casita and the library and Adam's property.
Yep, I'd agree. And given how tight it is back there, I don't see how, I mean, I think it would be wise to get something done.
actually, your 3.5 feet are right there.
Yeah, off the corner.
Correct, but that's not, so then you should be, then with that being said, you're 6.5 feet from my wall. That's where your shed would begin, is that
They know they have.
correct? 6.5
No,
feet?
this is not your wall, this is your.
I understand that, but where you're,
And La Casita's over here.
correct.
Is it not?
So you're
So,
six,
yeah,
yeah, 6.5 feet into the library property, and I don't know if that would give you enough space, so that's why I'm bringing that up. I have other concerns as well, but primarily to begin, if we're looking at any sort of continuance on this, which I would like to be able to get our ducks in a row.
So do you think that you have the capacity to find those buried corners?
Once the snow has melted, I think with a metal detector and a proper resource, absolutely.
So you do think that there are actual buried corners? That's your understanding?
Can you pull up the?
I gave the deed to Alex.
We can give you another one.
Yeah.
I believe it's in.
We saw a thing that said the metal pipe
Mm-hmm.
at
Right.
the door,
Here, hold this.
but obviously we couldn't see it.
Correct. So on the visual from the PD Memorial Library, just for me to say where my brain is going, they're saying that they're building 3 feet from our wall, but they're actually building
From your property.
3 feet from my property boundary, which is 6.5 feet from my wall. I just want to make sure if
Right.
That's what we're
because my
talking about.
property boundary is 3.5 feet from my wall.
so the library would be building 6.5 feet from La Casita's wall, not from.
That's what I believe we are.
So Cheryl,
3 feet from the property line.
Yes.
Personally, I don't see a need at this point to go through all the articles because there's a question about whether this storage shed is located on the library property or on La Casita's property. That seems to be the primary question we need to answer before we go through a lengthy discussion of what the shed looks like and any other concerns that may happen. We need to figure out if it's on the library's property or not before we take up a lot more time going through all the articles
Right.
with respect to the shed.
I would like to know what's being stored in the shed. I mean,
Oh, but that all comes down to what's stored in this shed. What's the shed look like? Because, this is in the historic design district. It's just a question of whether we do it tonight or we do it after we figure out whether the shed is on the library's property or not.
So I believe,
if we are coming back, I'm just saying, then can we just better prepare the applicant when they come back for some of the questions we'd be looking for as far as what's being stored, what's the height of the shed, those kinds of things, which.
I think, Diane, I understand, but I think I agree with John that until we find out exactly where the property lines are, we really cannot
I'm not
approved.
disagreeing. I'm saying yes, but I'm just throwing out there, she's coming
No,
back
right.
and be
What-
prepared for some other things, that's all.
What Diane's saying is when she comes back is to have more information, we need more information about the shed, what the shed looks like, the colors of it, all that sort of stuff. What the exhibits are missing.
And what you're storing in there is important in a way.
Okay, we're storing
You
tables,
don't have to tell
chairs.
us now, you just saying, okay.
So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to continue this hearing, and we'll have to continue it to a set date because that is how it works. And we need to continue it until you are in a position where you can actually determine where your property line is. So do you think that's going to be April 6th, or do you think that's going to be later?
Well, let me ask you, who, the burden falls on who to know where they're building property?
The library. The library is trying to build a storage shed, so it does rest on you. So you did say earlier, Carolyn, that you could put it somewhere else where you know it's on the
But
library.
then we wouldn't paint it to look like La Casita, and it's gonna look awful.
Well, you would need, but you need to decide whether you're going to actually determine where the property boundary lines are, and then you have to come back with a new plan, as Diane and John just said, with more information, so we'll know exactly what it looks like, height and everything.
What you're saying is this plot plan from downstairs is not property lines?
It isn't, because your abutter is disputing it. Your abutter is saying that they have 3.5 feet in addition, and your abutter has the right to do that. So because they are disputing that, we have two choices. We can continue this to a date at which point you think you can come up with the actual property line, or to a date where you would come back with a new application with a different location on the library property and with a complete plan for that shed with, as Diane said, the height, the colors, all the rest of that.
Okay.
So how would you like to do it? Because we can just continue it. If we continue it, then we don't have to rewarn it. So we don't have to go through the whole thing. So we can continue it, we can continue it to April 6th, or we can continue it to the next meeting in April. Let me just get the calendar.
The 20th.
What's that?
20th.
20th?
April.
The 20th, or we can go to the first meeting in May. It's up to you. When do you think?
I don't know when the snow's gonna leave the ground.
Well, there's not a whole lot right now, but it's supposed to get really cold and snow again. So, yeah.
Right, if you're unable to determine you would also maybe consider getting a survey as well, if they're unable to determine the property lines.
So we would be doing, I don't think April 6th is gonna work. I think that's gonna be too quick. Yeah. So it would be, if it's not, the next one in April would be the 20th, or we could do May 4th.
Let's do May 4th.
I'm
May
not
4th?
available on May 4th.
Okay, so we're gonna continue. John, are you good with this?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna continue this hearing to May 4, at which time you'll have a plan for the shed, and we'll have the property lines, and we'll make sure that the abutters are here, and it'd be nice if you guys could all chat before then.
Do you want to, Diane, are you available May 4th? Because I am not. So you guys forum.
I'm probably around. Yeah, I'm sure I can make it.
John, you available May 4th?
Yes, and Carolyn,
Yeah,
if you look at the warning for this meeting and the articles that Cheryl referenced at the beginning of this hearing, especially Article 5 and Article 7,
May 4th.
those will tell you what you need to provide us.
okay.
Okay, so we're gonna pull you off this case.
Sorry, Carolyn.
We're gonna
Good
pull
day.
Charlie off this case because Charlie is not available on May 4th. So John, you are available, and Diane, you are available, and I don't appear to go anywhere, so I'm definitely available. So, okay, Charlie will not be sitting on your case.
5.
Bye. So, question.
Just, if there are other concerns of abutters, should we voice those now? So that the library, Carolyn, may consider them?
Sure, yes. Thank you,
So,
Adam.
Article 5 and 7 around just the design, the aesthetic of what this is gonna look like on a historic
Well,
property.
we've just asked for that
Yep.
so the May 4th, we will have a full design plan.
Right, and so is there an opportunity to see what that looks like? You know, a drawing on a plot plan does not provide that. So if there's some way to have visual representation
When
of
we do it, I'll give it to you.
what it's gonna look like, it is, you know, hopefully there could be some other solution for the library to have storage in a town-owned property 50 feet away.
We
Love
were
to,
kicked out of there
love to
before.
see that solution. Just it is does seem like forcing that building onto a space that may not comply with the historic review, but that's for you guys to decide.
So you talk to Alex. Alex can tell you, I mean, you are in the historic district, so Alex can help you with any of that information that you need.
Okay.
Great.
Right. Anything else, abutters?
I think that's good enough. That's right.
Thank you so much, Adam, Taryn Beaker. Appreciate it.
May 4th?
May 4th, yes.
Thank you.
And so we are continuing this hearing until May 4th. Please, Carolyn, chat with Alex and get any information you need.
Thanks, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so thank you all for coming in and thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Great to see you.
It's great to see you always.
Okay, so that was continued. And we are now going to open the hearing on the appeal of Gateway. So why don't you guys take some of these back because you're going to grab that one, sit in the front row, and because are you all going to be
Here.
anyone who's going to be?
Hold on, I gotta turn it on. I gotta turn it on.
Oh, okay, hold on. Sorry.
I turned it off before. Nope, no, it's not turning on. It's for
We
the
have to
camera.
record, and that's the recorder. Yeah, no, it's not so we can hear.
Does that one in front of you turn on? It's still not turning on.
Oh, that just turned on. None of them are turned. Well, yeah,
You
no,
gotta-
this
you
is
gotta hold
turned
it
on.
down.
No,
Oh,
no,
sorry.
you- just look at that.
Mine's on.
Yours is turned, no, I
This
guess
one
yours
is.
is not
Give 'em that
turning
one.
on. Here, take that one. Okay, so we're going to open the hearing on application. It's an appeal of a DRB decision, and it is on application 2025-167. The property address is 211 Route 9 East. And I think it would be great if you could all identify yourself. Crystal is our clerk, so if you would all just identify yourself, and then if everyone is speaking, I will ask you to swear.
I'm Stephen Chillahalf, owner of the Gateway Lodge. Joseph Garrett, the other half.
Tiffany Chilla.
Do you have to speak into that because you're recording?
Tiffany Chilla.
What did you do with the one you have? Come on, you gotta hold it. You gotta talk to it. If you are going to be, are you going to be sworn in to give testimony?
Yes.
Both of you? And what is your name?
Chris Stevenson, I own the house next door.
Thank you. Okay, so.
Hold on.
Wait.
You need to.
And I'm sorry, and Tony Lopez, I'm here representing my son Shane.
Okay.
Lopez and Melanie Lopez.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we are opening this hearing. The proposal is a conditional change of use application to open a restaurant with maximum occupancy of 45 seats in an existing mixed-use structure on the property with parking on the property, and it is in the commercial residential zoning district. The applicable codes are Article 2, Section 221, 222, 223, 224, 226, 227, 228, 240, 244, 246, 247, 271, 272, Article 4, Section 440 and 450E, and Article 7, Section 710, 720, 721, 722, 730, A, B, C, D, E, and F, and H. So for the board, are there any conflicts of interest or ex parte discussions?
No.
Thank you so much. For all of you who are going to give testimony, would you please raise your right hand?
Cheryl, were there any abutters? This is all, abutters.
We have an
Anyone
abutter.
else?
Two abutters.
Two abutters. Okay, sorry, just perfect. Thank you.
Two abutters.
Who's the other abutter?
Both of those.
Oh, you're in a butter too, right? Yes, those two are abutters.
Copy.
So raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you provide is the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Truth is
Okay,
truth.
so as you've heard, we give one of our friends the pleasure of being the case manager, and Charlie's got you.
All right.
So you go, Charlie.
Okay, so before ask you guys to give a synopsis, I'm just going to go over the exhibits. Going off the code sections that Cheryl read off, the new ones added that regarding this appeal are from Article 2, 240, 244, and 246, and from Article 7 and 730, A through H. Just for the DRB, Exhibit 1 is the Town of Wilmington cover sheet. Exhibit 2 is the zoning permit staff report. Exhibit 3 is the appeal application, 2 pages. Exhibit 4 is the applicant proposed alternative signage. Exhibit 5 is the Act 250 email, 2 pages. Exhibit 6, land use permit, 9 pages. Exhibit 7, V-Trans highway access permit, 9 pages. Exhibit 8, map of the driveway change for V-Trans. 9, landscaping map. 10 is the commercial drive grading map. 11 is the hearing notice. 12 is the list of abutters. 13 is the prior case 2025-167, 19 pages. And Exhibit 14 is a letter from Shane Lopez designating his dad as their representative, as an abutter. Great. Okay, why don't you guys give us a synopsis?
Okay, so we're just appealing the fact that when you guys approved the restaurant, that you wanted us to change the right-of-way access for the other property owners and change some signage. So we didn't agree with that, so we're appealing that. V-Trans approved the access and the right-of-way the way it is, and we want to keep it the way it is. We're going to be moving the driveway easterly or westerly down towards the flea market.
Easterly.
That's easterly, all right. Easterly down towards the flea market, and everything else is going to remain the way it's been. We're going to add some signage, which we've already done some to keep people from parking in the right of way that visit our site. And the entrance for the right of way is going to remain the same. It's not going to be touched. It's going to be the way it always has been. And our entrance and exit is going to be easterly, all the way down by the flea market.
So
and that's all our appeal is for.
What we were appealing was, when we were here, you wanted us to make one entrance in and one entrance out. DOT, I mean.
V-Trans didn't like that. They want it in and out.
In and out.
Easterly.
Yeah. So I just have a few comments. This is an appeal of your third application with us.
Right.
So in your September of 22, that, every decision has requirements. That did have a requirement that you had to give to the zoning administrator your final Act 250 before construction. Do we have that final Act 250 yet?
We have an Act 250 permit for the short-term rental use, but not yet for the restaurant use, I believe.
Okay, so we have so this is September of 22. So we do have that for the construction. Thank you. The next question I have is in July of 25. That decision had certain requirements, and So that's when we gave you the permit for the 11th unit. And that is when we talked about the shielded lights and we had the site visit and we looked at the bulbs. Do you still have those bulbs in place in the lights?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Okay,
I
because,
actually drove by at nighttime and yes, they're all good.
okay, because Diane had thought that you would change the bulbs.
No.
Okay, so that is still,
So
okay.
the
That's-
bulbs had been.
Yeah, they're just a
had been changed.
whiter light now. They took out, you know, the lumens is much, it's like a white light versus the warm light that was there that we approved, but.
So just to clarify, they had changed the light bulbs on the property, and there was a violation that's now been closed. They put the light bulbs that were approved by the DRB back. that
Okay, so Diane, did you hear what Alex said?
Maybe I haven't been in the area. Okay.
So you had changed, but you've gone back to what we had approved.
All right.
Thank
The
you.
reason was that the fixtures on the building itself were day-night. So when the sun went down, they went on. When the sun went off, they went back off.
But
No,
Alex says
I know, I understand.
you cleared
And the
that
other,
violation.
and the other lights, it wasn't the bulb itself that would turn it on and off. So we had to put an adapter in and put the original lights back in, or your lights back in.
Okay, and
ones
the
you
other
approved.
thing that in that decision, we also required a parking and pedestrian safety plan. So clearly, we're looking at the roadway, that's all changing. So that parking and pedestrian safety plan will probably go back into this decision from this appeal so that we can get everything organized. And then the one in the restaurant, that's when we did the travel and the rights of way, and that's what we're doing again. I just
Right.
wanted to kind of refresh everyone's memory on everything that we've done and where we stand with that. Thank you. And sorry, Charlie.
Nope, you're good.
I had a
Since we're on the exhibits, I had two questions, actually.
Diane?
What?
Yeah, no, that's okay. Yeah. I was gonna ask a question too, but I can wait till Charlie's done. Go ahead.
So Exhibit 5, I guess Exhibit 5 from you guys, which is the one that went to the Act 250, so I'm going blind. For resident, for the site plan shows Phase 2 parking lot going to the left on the east side. But then our further exhibit down does not have that. Is that being eliminated? I know it's, again, Phase 2. I assume you'll come back to DRB for that?
I mean,
or-
what's really, I think what we're here about is the entrances and exits.
I
As
get
far as the
that, but
parking
they were
lot.
provided to us
Right.
exhibit, so we get to ask about the exhibits.
Exactly. So we are actually submitted something new to V-Trans, and Teresa's coming tomorrow. That we'd like to change. We're going to put the entrance where and exits where everybody would like, which is easterly. But we thought we would just extend the parking along the front of the building all the way down, and we could eliminate this little parking lot. And that technically this entrance is going to just go right through. So we thought it'd be safer if we just took the remainder of the parking spaces that we needed and just run them along the front. I don't think you guys have a copy, but it's something that's been submitted already.
So we need copies of that for
Right.
for exhibits.
Well, I mean, right.
Are we seeing that?
Of course.
What-
Yeah.
I guess my question has to do with that V-Trans approval you said. Was that based on the restaurant being there, or was that just
No.
based on the resident or the
It was based on that and a 72-seat restaurant, which has
So
been
V-Trans-
45. So their original permit was for the short-term rentals and a 72-seat restaurant. And the restaurant's going to be smaller. And so, I mean, it'll be less.
So but you've already submitted that to V-Trans. But we're going to need to approve it as well. Now,
Okay.
we are going to have to continue, as you know.
Right.
We're continuing, we're going to meet tomorrow or site visit with V-Trans tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. but we'll need that. So if you can provide that to Alex now.
This is the existing permit, right? So you see we're extending the parking along here rather than
Okay.
putting it through allotments here now.
Yeah.
You want
Including this
to, I
up
mean,
here, this
we're
over
gonna
here.
have to continue.
And this is what
Yeah,
the permit
just go through the
is now,
questions.
if you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you want to
You
get
have
all
it.
the
Okay.
questions out today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight it out.
All right, Alex is making copies of the new plan.
Okay.
All right, you want to keep going?
Yep, keep going. So I'll just, while he makes those copies, so we'll just go through the case real quick and then we can go from our questions from there. So yeah, Article 2, we've already gone through it all. It's all administrative procedures. The new items that were added in Article 2 are regarding appeals, defines what an appeal is, how, or a zoning administrator act or failures act, and how the process goes. You guys aware of that? You've read through that? Appeals?
I've looked through it. Yeah.
Okay. So the rest of the articles were discussed in the previous case. So we can go right down to section 730, conditional use. So this area, we do have to get testimony to just confirm those items. So will there be any lighting changes within the driveway being moved?
No.
Nope. So all lighting will remain as it is now, shielded and downcast?
Yes.
Thank you. B, safety shall minimize physical hazards where there are potential safety hazards. And it goes exactly into the next thing. So does the new map that we're getting from Alex show pedestrian walkways?
No, there are no pedestrian walkways in the plan ever.
Okay, so
Well, I mean, there's walkways up to the doors, entrance of the units, but there's no pedestrian,
So you don't have any designated walkway from the parking lot?
No, I mean, no, people just walk right along.
It's not a parking lot,
Right.
it's literally against.
Well, they have to walk across traffic.
Right, so
which is
people
a
come out and they're
safety
just gonna
hazard,
walk along the grass line to wherever they have to enter the building.
Did you make copies for the abutters? Thank you. So one
this is
one of our zoning requirements, as Charlie just said, is pedestrian safety as well as.
So we say
parking and
pedestrians,
everything.
people staying at our lodge or people that would just be walking by?
Whoever's
Because nobody walks
From
by.
their cars to the building.
If you're parked on the right-hand side and you're walking across the driveway,
Okay.
what's stopping you from getting hit by a car currently?
Right, so
Right.
you'd have to designate that.
So what we're talking about is anybody who's staying there, who's going to the restaurant.
Understood,
So
okay.
there has to be a designated walkway.
That's simple.
We don't need that tonight,
Okay.
but we will need that.
How would you do a walkway?
No, I mean, it just has to be a designated area for them to walk through. I mean, that's easy.
I
I'm
mean,
just gonna make notes of things we have to do.
you can put you can put a little rope just so that nobody can drive where the people are walking.
Well, you
Okay.
can't do anything about that, but you could put a paint on the pavement that says where a walkway is, right? Or a sign that
Right, I
says,
mean,
watch out for people crossing,
right.
right? We'd like testimony from you guys on what you're gonna do for pedestrian safety.
We are gonna, right,
What was that?
Well, like the crosswalks.
It's up to you guys. You guys just give us testimony on how you're gonna do it and then we can put it into the case, right?
yeah, okay. And we'll need that for next time. Is that what
Thank
you're saying?
you.
Okay.
Okay, so on this new one, driveways moved more easterly.
Yes.
There's still parking to the left. And then it's extended all the way down.
Well, there's this parking is here now. We added a couple of spots there that are tandem, as you see in the driveway going up. There's a unit entrance in the back and one in the front. And our bike storage is there. And there's a common room there too. So we just kind of moved the parking around the way we thought it would flow and be a lot more safe for people not to drive through that parking lot that's there now. Because right now, if you look, the way the driveway is kind of almost in the middle here, and the parking lot is here. And you can pull in, you can go into the parking lot here, you can pull in, or you can go up and park here. With this new entrance, it would put it right through the middle of the parking lot that's there. So we thought if we just scooched everything, made more parking here, that you didn't have to drive through the parking lot. We thought that would be a good idea.
So your proposed, all of the parking
Across the
is
front.
on the front of the driveway.
Correct.
So you definitely, yeah, so people are going across the road.
Across what? Oh, you mean the driveway? I mean, it's not a road, it's a driveway, right?
Right.
So, and, we're never 100% occupied.
So you had said that V-Trans wanted you to have a in and an out. Are you using the new easterly as the in and the out?
That's what they want.
So you're,
The right of ways.
you've got two abutters who have right of ways.
Well, their right of way is up westerly.
They're
So we're not going to be
Yes.
touching their right of way.
Theirs is gonna stay.
That's just going to stay the right of way.
This is the time for questions.
Gotcha. So I guess my first question is, I'm seeing the site plan, I see 26 parking spaces.
Right.
Is that?
34. We have 34.
So where are the other seats over here?
Yeah, over here.
Oh, I didn't see those. Okay, so these, see. where
These
I-
are our spots. These are our owners.
Gotcha,
Just
gotcha.
us.
Okay,
We are units over there.
so what I've witnessed in the last, since the restaurant has opened, what I've witnessed is basically a ton of parking, kind of where the entire right of way is. And it doesn't affect Shane's property right now, you know, I'm here representing my son. But, you know, Chris lives right there, and that's Chris's everyday use, so that's a major issue for me. You know, Shane one day might be using it as a regular in and out. You know, right now he's not, but he might be. So my thoughts are that there should be some sort of order, but because, you know, nobody knows what a patron does.
We have signs now.
We did put signs.
I did it, but Tiffany, there's signs.
Yeah.
Correct, there are signs there.
Guys, Tiffany, can we just let him finish his testimony and then you can respond to his
And I
testimony?
get the signs, and I understand all that. But the signs, you know, nobody listens to signs on a snowy Friday night when they only want to get quick beer and dinner. They park wherever they want, and that's what I've been witnessing. That's my first statement. My second statement is the right of way access to Chris's property and my son's property was supposed to have been completely closed off. And that right of way access was used as its main entrance the last couple of weeks. It was plowed very heavily and opened up very wide. There's a dumpster right in front. According to the V-Trans permit that I read in detail, that was supposed to be completely closed off for any use of the restaurant or the, you know, the apartments, and only to be used for Chris and for Shane. So my suggestion would be that you can't just say that we're going to close it off, because this is the time when we're obviously in planning stages. We have to come up with a definitive plan that'll keep the public from entering that spot. Now, my suggestion would be some sort of a gate, a permanent, you know, a permanent gate that, unfortunately for Chris, he'd have to get out and unlock the gate to use to get into his property.
That's your in and out.
That is his only.
Yeah.
That's our only.
Right, yeah.
That's his only in and out. I mean, you know, I'm speaking for Chris now, but yeah.
So just, I don't know whether you're aware of it, but we do have a site visit tomorrow morning
Yes, no, I know.
at 10 o'clock with V-Trans. And so that would be the time to have that conversation.
Right. I just wanted to bring it up, and since
Yep.
it's being recorded, I just wanted to bring up my.
Yes.
That's it. And that's pretty much the big thing is obviously the road use off of that closed exit entrance.
So what I do need to point out to everybody is Development Review Board site visits. We are not going to ask you any questions. V-Trans will be, so you can talk to V-Trans, but we do not ask questions at site visits. You can show us anything you want to show us. You can ask as many questions as you want of V-Trans, but we are not going to ask any questions. But again, show us everything you want.
Okay, and I'd like to just respond to Tony. A couple of things. In a perfect world, I think your plan might work. But I've been here since 2022, constructing the building and doing what we're doing there. And we didn't intentionally widen anything. The snowplow guys are pushing snow as far as they can because we got nowhere to go with the snow. It does look like a giant driveway now. It looks great. And it doesn't look great, but it looks like that. And it's being used. People are using it. And my fear is if we close it off, like he says, if somebody comes up, there's a hidden driveway sign there, right? When you come up over the hill, hidden driveway, caution. If somebody tries to pull in there, could be anybody, right? Because we can't direct traffic. We can't go out there and we can't hire a police officer to police it. somebody pulls in, they have nowhere to go. They're gonna, they're gonna have to pull off and like give somebody's barreling over a hill to get them. So my thought is we leave some kind of I don't know what you would call it, but just a buffer maybe, so when people do come in, it's just not for them to enter, but they have somewhere to get off, and they say, oh, I got to go or get out of here, go turn around in our property and go back out somehow. I don't know. I mean, a gate to me, that is our property. It's not Tony's property. It's not Chris. It's our property. They have it right away over our property. And we want to cooperate. And I understand Chris runs an Airbnb out of his house too. So he has people coming in and out. So he's running his house like a business. Tony's hasn't used it right away in 25 years, right?
I'm sorry, Steve, what was that?
I don't think he's ever used it right away.
I used it right away 10 years ago. We used it right away.
Okay, and I don't think Tony and I'd like to put
one person at a time.
This in as well. I don't think Tony has it right away anymore. His right away stops at the Stevenson's house. I have the Stevenson's deed here, and it doesn't deed Tony anything. So.
So we're not having a conversation.
Right, but I'm just saying his right away doesn't go through. So he has a right away over our property, but he'd have to stop at the Stevenson's. So,
as I said, and as Charlie.
Can we hold on?
I sent this to your wife. Yeah, I sent this to your wife.
No, listen, guys, we'll let you know when you can talk next. He's talking now. Don't talk over each other, okay? Come on, please. Go ahead.
So, yeah, I can understand what they're saying, and I'm not saying I disagree with it. We did put up signage, and people coming there they were parking. During the snow season, there was some parking in the Stevenson's right away, which is on our property. We did put up signage there. There's no parking beyond these signs, and a sign pointing to where the parking is, and it's been working. I don't know if Chris agrees with me, but I think it's been working pretty well. No, it hasn't been 100%. But I think when the spring comes and we can put in some permanent signage and do what we're going to do at the entrance to make it safe and maybe put some signage there that before the driveway could say, this is not a public entrance, not after you get in, maybe a little bit before, so people don't pull it, to use the further entrance if they're going to enter our property. I think that can all be done reasonable, within a reasonable amount of money and pretty much right away when the weather breaks. And I'm not in disagreement when anything.
So did you do you have testimony for us also?
Yeah, I just want to do something. So first of all, I think there is a solution here.
Right.
So we just have to, I think tomorrow will be very valuable finding out what that solution is.
So I'm just going to remind you that you're here to talk to the DRB, not to each other.
Okay.
Go out to the anchor after to talk to each other. So if you have testimony for the DRB, please.
Just want to voice my concerns. Okay? So my concern is obviously keeping people out of my property. And it's happened several times in the last couple of weeks that, for being malicious, but they come to the restaurant, they veer off up into our property, and they park in our parking spots. It's happened a couple times where we had to walk into the restaurant and say, "Who's driving a green Subaru? Can you please move it, because I don't have anywhere to park in my house." So we have to come up with a solution for that. So again, I think we'll talk about it tomorrow over there. To his point about that our easement and not using it in and out. Yeah, well, some people come over the hill and try to make a turn there. I think if there's do not enter, wrong way signs at that location, you think that would keep people from pulling in there?
I don't know. It's tough to say.
So,
I'm sorry.
Testimony to us.
You can't block that off because that is our easement, right? But there should be a way to keep people coming in there if they think they're going to the restaurant. So, talk about it tomorrow. I'll say, that area, that whole drive has to be clear. There was another time where a lot of it's because of snow. There's only snow every winter, right? So we were coming home and the cars were parked so close together. I had to put the mirrors in on my car to try to squeeze between two pickup trucks to get to my house. So that can't happen.
Well, you guys need to work that out. That is nothing to do with the DRB.
Does it have something to do with the width of our easement? and not to be parked, it's not to be blocked at all. on every side.
That's amongst you. Nothing with the DRB. We are not involved with your right of way. We are involved with other things. Go, Charlie.
Okay.
And just to finish it, when we talked to V-Tran last time, they said they have no sign requirements. We're doing it to make it clear where you shouldn't go. But V-Tran has no sign requirements.
Can I comment on that?
I'm so sorry, yes.
So the plans that I saw somewhere in the last year from this building, I forget who it was spoke to, clearly had plans, and this one location, it was marked with an arrow to have a sign that says, do not enter private driveway.
Yeah, we did that.
No. There's two temporary, signs that just were placed in a driveway that it just happened in the last week or 10 days.
Okay.
Guys,
Remember.
he's giving testimony.
Yep.
But I mean.
Is it our turn?
Let him finish. Do you have anything else to add, or?
No, I just want to come to, we just need to get a solution that works for everybody. I understand their situation.
Well, again, that's your 10 o'clock tomorrow morning conversation with V-Trans about anything. And the right of way is all you.
Chris is right. I mean, our construction's been ongoing, right, for several years. And,
4 years.
And the sign that's on the V-Trans permit wasn't put in until it wasn't. It's on the fence. We put it temporarily after the frost. So he's correct. That sign hasn't been put in, but all this has kind of been
On the fly.
Yeah, like on the fly up in the air, still being negotiated with Teresa from V-Trans, and a few things that are going on and changes you want to make. So I apologize for that, but that's.
Charlie, you want to go ahead?
Yep. I guess so. Just real quick question they brought up is that so the dumpster. How is the dumpster going to be moved?
The dumpster's going to be moved. That was
Yep.
supposed to have been moved already.
Okay, so that no. So you're providing testimony that if the driveway gets moved, you're gonna try to refrain people from using that driveway, but for commercial operations, none of your vendors will be using that driveway?
That's correct.
So like the propane tank, they won't come through that driveway?
No, they'll have to come the other way, but our propane tanks are up in the back, so they'll come through the front of our building, up and around and fill our propane.
Okay. So do you have a plan for snow removal?
We do. It's on our plan. I think it's on that plan that we gave you, proposed. Is there snow on there? Yeah. So if you see the little legend at the bottom, snow storage, where the S is, can't really see it, didn't come in that clearly. So there's S around the corner. There's S up top, S on the side over here. There's S in the back. So I don't know if you can see it that clearly. I can show you.
No, it's all right. I saw a couple S's.
All right.
I see SO, I see BS's, I see a whole bunch of stuff.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, I think that was a pun.
Business sign.
I think that was a pun right there.
Yep, okay. Not just bullshit. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So on the next, when you give us can you give us a plan on the pedestrian safety, please?
Yes, we will.
Okay, so going into commercial parking. So again, you've already provided testimony that none of your vendors will only use the new driveway.
That's correct.
Correct? We have on here the snow removal. So what about deliveries for the restaurant? Where is the loading? Is there a loading area for the restaurant?
There's no loading dock, but they can do the same thing. I mean, there's plenty of space there for them to come in and out from the easterly entrance. So, I mean, we'll explain to them that they need to come in at our main entrance.
Okay, so is there a loading area? Will there be a loading area marked?
I mean, there's not. They load. It's a small place, and they load just from the front door.
Great. Anyone have any questions on pedestrian safety or parking?
No, I have another question though. Stephen, you mentioned that his right of way is not deeded. Can you make me a copy of that paper?
I will. Yes.
Yeah,
I'll give it to you tomorrow when I see you.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay.
I find that incorrect, but he's had his attorney look at it multiple times.
Okay.
His deed?
I'm sorry?
You looked at his deed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, DRB members, any questions on commercial parking, loading, anything like that? Nope. Crystal?
I don't think so, no.
Any new road, public and private shall conform to the town's highway ordinance? Have you, I know you're going through Act 250 and V-Trans and all that. Has Marshall been involved as well? The town superintendent, highway
He is
superintendent?
not at this point.
Do you have a road cut permit to change the driveway?
We do.
Do we have a copy of that?
So it would be the V-Trans permit. So this is a state road that they're connecting to. It's not a town road. So Marshall doesn't get involved. With that.
So we don't need anything for the town, but do we have a copy of do we have a copy of what they've, for their road cut?
For the V-Trans permit, I don't.
I think it's in the exhibits.
So we have the original expired permit from
Right.
from the construction and the exhibits.
So
Has there been a new, if there's been a new permit issued, I don't.
I mean, they're waiting for the, Teresa's waiting for.
So
the
that you're moving to the left, so there should be a new road cut probably.
There will be.
Yes.
Yeah, so
And that's what we're
would
permitted, I'm sorry.
you be sure that we have a copy of that, please, Alex? Thank you.
Great. Any new landscaping?
No.
With the new driveway? What are you gonna do to
We're gonna
block
be
the-
just putting lawn in where the old driveway was.
So just lawn?
Lawn. And there may be some more split rail fence just for aesthetics.
Okay. Any questions on that, landscaping master?
No, I just want to be sure that you're aware that landscaping requirements are that we see the plan and that you keep those plants healthy. And if they die, you have to pull them and replace them. That's in our ordinance.
And then what about stormwater runoff? Will there be changes made for that, for the new driveway change?
No, I mean, we're below the stormwater threshold of an acre. So, our plan is if there's a culvert needed underneath the new driveway. I think they spec that out, V-Trans for us, and that's on the permit as well. So we don't really know until we have the actual layout. We are required to have Patrick from V-Trans come when we do our layout of the driveway and see what's going to be needed. And then from there we'll go. So if there's a need for a culvert or something, that'll be installed. Because there's drains on both sides. There's a drain on this side and on this side it's existing already. So.
Okay. That's all I've got.
Any questions, Diane, John? Diane, you're okay? Questions?
No, I'm good. It'll get a little
Thank you.
clearer.
Crystal?
No, I'm just,
So we do have, I believe, a formal notice of violation has been presented and that you do not have a permit to operate the restaurant.
Yes, we do.
There's no final permit to operate the restaurant, but the violations that exist. So this appeal is intended to address the DRB considerations. I've been advised by the attorney to try to keep those actions separate. So right now, I would recommend keeping to the appeal that's been presented.
So our continuation of this is going to be not only for tomorrow. Tomorrow at 10 o'clock is when we will meet at your site and you'll be presenting to V-Trans. But so our continuation for this hearing will be to the first meeting in April, which is April 6th. So the continuation of this hearing will be till April 6th.
We'll still be. Yeah, for just.
So you're not going to get a response to your appeal until after that. So you present to V-Trans, then we'll have you back here. And I don't know if we'll have any more questions. We'll want to be sure that we have the V-Trans plan. And what else will we need, Alex?
So we have the pedestrian safety plan and the V-Trans permit.
So, yeah, is there anything else we've asked for other than the pedestrian safety plan?
No, I think.
How are we doing with wastewater? Is Is the wastewater in place?
The wastewater permit has not been issued yet.
So
There was an
then
initial permit.
you don't have a wastewater for the restaurant either.
Well, we have our initial wastewater permit. You mean from the town?
So currently, the status of the wastewater is that you have your preliminary approval,
Right.
Which you were able to take to the state to apply for a wastewater and potable water system.
So that's
permit.
been, sorry.
Yeah.
So that's been administratively complete. There's no increase in flow. As per our engineer, it's all, and he said it could take, I don't know, years before it comes back. That's what he said to me. But there's no increase of flow. We're on the city sewer. We've been approved from the town for our usage. And as soon as this all comes together, we paid our initial $4,000 up front. There's another 10,000 or so that's needed to complete the application with John Lozelle. So once all this all comes together, then we'll contact John and make our final payment, and that should complete everything.
Where do we stand with Quinn and the Act 250?
Where do we stand? Presently, they are going through their application process with Quinn as well. But that's, I believe that's also pending the wastewater.
That's all.
permit
That's
and the-
waiting for wastewater. So,
Okay.
but we do have a permit. We have a community permit for our potable water, and we test that quarterly. And so that's all in place. It's just modifying our existing permit, and that could take a while, I'm told. So
yeah, so
we're hoping. I mean, it's been a few months that it's been in, so we're hoping it's going to be soon.
And in order to get the Act 250 permit, I believe that obtaining the local approval is part of the Act 250 process.
Right.
So this is, we come first.
Okay, anything else?
Nope, but just looking at Google Images, you do have 2 lampposts next to your current driveway. Will those be moved?
Yeah, those are going to be taken out.
Taken
There's
out
gonna be parking
completely?
there. We'll just take them out.
Take them off.
Yeah.
What was that?
We'll take them all. if you want.
No, I just, you said
Well,
that,
yeah,
no.
You had
I mean-
such a hassle over lights, it'd be like, I'll just take the saws off and cut them off. I mean, it's ridiculous.
We're just trying to do our job.
I know, but it's like, come on, the building is beautiful.
The building is beautiful. We're not arguing about the building.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so we are continuing this hearing till 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Site visit, listen to V-Trans. You guys can talk amongst yourselves. We will not be asking any questions. We will, and Diane and John will be virtual.
Okay.
Alex will be there. And then the hearing is continued till, what did I say, April?
April 6th.
Yeah. So thank you all.
Thank you.
And we'll see you all in the morning. Hopefully the weather will be better.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so I don't have any old business or new business. Does anybody have any new or old business? If not, then we are closing this meeting. Thank you all for coming. Alex, what's your job right now? Because I forgot one. And that's a pain.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna end the recording. We will go into deliberation. Thank you.
Yeah.